Welcome into the Landon Tengwall Show. This is the Northwestern film preview where I show you guys everything you need to know about Northwestern before the game this weekend. Show you guys where can Penn State attack them and where do they need to be careful where Northwestern can burn them a little bit. Now, this Northwestern team's kind of similar to the UCLA roster. I know. You don't want to hear that after last weekend. And we're going to look at really just mainly the Northwestern versus UCLA game because I think it's easy to kind of stack up there and show you guys, hey, here is where Penn State needs to be really, really good. I think it's obviously a step down at the quarterback position. So Stone is not as good as Nico from last week, but there's still a lot of talent. We're going to show you guys all that in 1 second. Today's video is brought to you by West Shore Home. West Shore Home is a huge partner of Penn State. Their owner, BJ Worzen, has been involved from the beginning with Penn State NIL, supporting us big time. And then obviously, West Shore Home Field at Beaver Stadium has been big and is funneling a lot of money back into the program. So make sure you guys support them. Link in the comments below. Without further ado, let's get into the tape. Now, this might be hitting a sore spot, but we need to be mindful that Preston Stone, Northwestern's quarterback, will run the ball when he drops back. He loves to take off. He's not as fast as Nico, but he's always going to look. If his reads down there are not open, he's looking downfield. He says, all right, nothing's there. I'm going to find a lane. I'm going to find a way. Boom. Like, he's elusive. He can get around, and he's always going to keep his eyes downfield. So you have to stay honest as a DB, but this is something that Penn State's defense, Jim Knowles, I don't know if I'd necessarily put a spy out there, but I mean, this is like very much, he looks here. I don't know why he doesn't hit this. Probably because this DB is coming right down. So he sees that. He goes, I don't really like it. I see a big hole. If he sees a hole, a lane, he's going to take it. So be ready. We have to have some contained rushes. You have to be mindful of the fact that he is always looking to go. Now, got UCLA a couple times, but this is what I mean right here. Now, this isn't a defensive end, but this is the type of contained rush that you need where you don't go too far upfield. This blitzing linebacker sees this, so he makes sure to kind of play inside, and then boom, you're able to sandwich him right here, keep him in the pocket. So Penn State's DBs are pretty good. This is what the defensive line, the linebackers need to be sure of, especially when they're blitzing or running some type of stunt where guys are looping. That can create some big holes. So you have to have contain on your rushes and make sure that you are keeping Stone honest. Northwestern's biggest weak link on their offense, I think, is their offensive line and pass protection. There was a lot of times they were getting home against UCLA, and the thing they struggled with most, now UCLA does jump off sides here, but the point remains the same. They struggle with these stunts. So what you're going to see is 58's going to go this way, and this guy's going to loop all the way around. Both of these guys are the penetrators going down, and then you have the looper, and they're just finding their way through. They struggle whenever you start to move and do things other than just straight up rush. So guys are getting free, and Stone got absolutely licked. So right there, you see that. Now you're going to see something very simple, but kind of the same concept. This is the pick man. He's coming down, and this guy is coming around. And you'll see it just causes issues. The offensive line, they have to communicate, and it's hard because you're not expecting this guy to be your rusher. They're able to kind of collapse the pocket here and then get in on Stone. So like I said, something to be mindful of for this Penn State defensive line is they struggle with stunts. That's what Jim Knowles likes to do. So here is the time to do a lot of these different variables, stunts, different guys blitzing, get them out of normal pass rush situations. Now, I think the biggest weak link is their right tackle, 75. Watch him here. He's in good position, except he is just leaning. He's full on leaning. So 58 says, I feel your weight coming forward. Toss you down, put you on both hands and knees. My God, brother. Now, Stone's got some arm talent, and this guy is wide open. Wish Penn State could have done that to the UCLA DBs. Anyways, but this is what I've seen the most on tape. If there is a straight-up pass rush, 75 can be a liability. So that's denied Dennis Sutton. That's Chaz Coleman, Zariah Fisher. Make sure to get this guy in the all-four position because you should be able to. That is clearly what I identified as the weak link. Now, right here, kind of hard to see, but you'll see him right here. He is fine. He's got hands on this guy. This is his biggest problem. He just leans. He doesn't have a good base, so this guy has hands on and then just kind of swipes him off and gets right by 75. I mean, he is not an athletic guy. He plays out of his legs. And whenever you think he's in position like this, just kind of gets tossed to the side, and it does not have a good recovery. Go after 75 in the pass rush.
Every week, our groundskeepers are meticulously mowing, painting, repairing any damage from the previous game in preparation for Saturday.
Penn State gets the ball to the
Our contributions to the team are providing safe playing surfaces for the athletes to showcase their abilities on. There's a lot of history here. Being able to be a part of that has been incredibly special for me.
Now, the thing that this Northwestern offense does really well is run block, and that's what I'm kind of worried about, them sustaining long drives. So you're just going to get a normal mid-zone here, and watch the blocking by this offensive line. I mean, just completely wash everybody down. Watch this guard get up on this linebacker and just toss him out of the way, put him in the dirt. There's a huge hole here for the running back to get through and then get vertical. So, I mean, really good stuff there by the offensive line, constantly moving guys. And you'll see right here, once again, they just wash everything down. There's a huge gap for the running back to get through. So now you're running gap scheme. So you're pulling offensive linemen, you're pulling a tight end, and just watch all these guys just get washed down. Huge hole here. I mean, that's a lane right there. Good kick out block. Great job by the tight end getting up here. And the running back getting as many yards as possible, getting vertical. Now, we're running outside zone here. Look at the push. Look where they reestablished the line of scrimmage down here. That's offensive line play. I mean, this Penn State front seven has got to bring it. This is not going to be an easy task for them because they're just going downhill. And they run a variety of different runs. As you've seen, we've seen mid-zone. We have seen outside zone. We've seen gap scheme where guys are, pulling backside. You'll see everything. But like I said, you'll just see that they are physical up front. They are not just some you know what I'm trying to say. You get it. You want to have to get after these guys. Now let's take a look from the back end view. Here's them running kind of duo right up the middle, and they're going to have a variation. They're going to plug a tight end in, get the center up on the linebacker, and then watch this combo block here between play side guard, center, up to zero. Watch him just completely toss the defensive tackle out and then does a great job wheeling back and picking up this linebacker. That's a hole that I would love my running back to run through every single day of the week. So they're creating big holes. They're moving guys out of the way. Zane Duran, Xavier Gilliam, Denai Dennis Sutton, they got to bring it because you can't give these running backs these type of holes where he can go whichever way he wants. All right, now let's hop over and let's talk about this Northwestern defense for a second. We're going to talk third down rush packages, and you're always going to see different things. So you got a linebacker mugged up, and then the center's right here. You got 1, 2, 3 guys all to the right of the center. So they're trying to confuse this offensive line, and what they're going to do out of this is they're going to run stunts. So this guy's going to come down, this guy's going to come around, and it messes, and Nico gets absolutely licked. Penn State's offensive line has struggled with the stunt game. So they're going to try to mess with them, and they're going to try to say, okay, I'm manned up here, I'm manned here, I'm manned here, and then start to move guys around. The communication needs to be good. The physicality of passing guys off to each other needs to be really good. So same thing here. You got 1, 2, 3 guys to the right side of this offensive line, and you got the linebacker mugged up. And once again, it is 3rd and 6. So see what happens? You get a stunt here. So every time this happens, you're going to get a stunt. A stunt obviously means you get some type of penetration and then someone looping around. It's meant to just kind of catch the offensive line off guard, and Nico has to roll out. Now, what the main thing that stunts do is if you pick it up as an offensive line, it gives the quarterback the ability to get outside the pocket and have space. So this could be another game where Drew Aller uses his legs. Hopefully the wide receivers are getting open, but we might see Drew Aller use his legs, because what you're getting when, this guy is then coming inside and this interior guy is trying to kind of come out here is you're losing that containment. Because normally you have a defensive end that's just kind of rushing upfield on this edge, but the defensive end's cutting in. So if they don't get it, this is fully picked up. Great job by the UCLA offensive line. Now I can get outside, use my legs, go scramble. And that's what we saw Drew Aller do all day against UCLA. Hopefully he can create some more of that magic. And then here we go. We got 6 guys pressed up in here, and they're bringing the same exact thing. Like I said, every single time. And like I said, you're able to take off, though. You got to be mindful of the fact Drew Aller might go. So I think that's something they're looking at. They're looking at this tape from UCLA and saying, hey, Drew Aller can run, but this is what you're going to get. Everybody's coming down. This guy's looping around, and they're trying to get in. But Once again, UCLA picks it up really well, and Nico is able to scoot on out of there. This is how you attack this. Pick this stuff up and let Drew Aller go create yards with his legs, or hopefully just roll out and find some open wide receivers. Now, every once in a while, they will drop the majority of the guys. So as you see, you got 6 guys pressed up. Now what they're going to do is they're going to drop both defensive ends, and they're just going to bring a normal 4-man pass rush. So they're going to play with you. Sometimes they'll bring the blitz. Sometimes they won't. And there's actually really not too much of a stunt here. Watch it one more time. Sometimes you'll get it a little bit on the interior, but they're just straight up rushing, which is very rare for them. But you got to be ready for everything if you're Penn State. Different blitzes, different looks, different guys dropping out. The offensive line's communication has to be on point.